Okay, y'all. So picking up where we left off, this is we'll say part two of our MyFitnessPal slash Kathy, what's up? Our MyFitnessPal slash our holiday, we'll say our last one before the holiday. So I want to kind of touch both before we leave today. The first one being to pick up on the MyFitnessPal. So we did have a little bit of homework. I don't know if anybody did it. Um, we wanted to track our food for at least 7 out of 14 days. That was our first thing that we wanted to do. Using maybe MyFitnessPal or something to track. So we're going to go over that again today, but just showing the importance of tracking, especially during these times. Holiday times, anytime. Um, it's not just about being tedious and tracking, even though that is a part of, you getting results, but it's really about creating better habits, developing habits that work, that you can do and you can maintain for not just, we'll say a fat diet type of duration. So, I think that anybody can go, you can go a month and you probably can, stick to something. I'm only going to eat this for, this amount of time. You probably can do that for a month, maybe 2 months. But then what happens um, when you get tired of whatever you're doing? So if someone's like, oh, I'm only going to eat, chicken, rice, and vegetables. I'm only going to eat hard-boiled eggs, and I'm going to do that every single day. I'm sure that people have the willpower to do that for 2 weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, and they'll get results from that, even if they just do it blindly. But that doesn't equate to long-term sustainable weight management. Okay, so there's no reason to lose 10 pounds if you're gonna gain it back in 5 months, which happens all the time because people just aren't doing it right. Okay, if you can't sustain the weight loss, or if you don't know how you got there, you really haven't lost weight, or you really haven't gained weight. If you all of a sudden get on the scale and you 5 pounds heavier, and that was your goal, but you don't know how you got there, it's not the 5 pounds that you were looking for. So understanding how important the tracking is. So one more time, the goal was, and this is going to be the goal for the next time too, 7 out of 14 days. Matter of fact, you know what? We're going 8 out of 14 days. So we need to at least track 8 out of 14. Preference would be for this one at least 13 out of 14. We'll give Thanksgiving as a day that it's gonna probably be really hard to track, but every other day you should still be able to track. Okay. We talked about the 70-30 rule that we had already put into place, right? 70% of our food that we should be eating should be real food. Okay. Does everybody understand what I mean by that? Do we know what real food is? Y'all can just shake your head. You ain't got to say, do we all know what real food is? No. Okay. So what I would say real food would be is food that is not, so we had kind of discussed protein shake is not real food. That would be a part of 30%. That'll be a part of the not real food category. Protein bar would not be real food. Okay, those things to me would be in the 30%. Real food to me, we're talking about vegetables, whole grains, proteins that are made, we'll say whatever, animal, whatever, or something that is a real food. Like, it was either grown or it's something that is food. You probably will have to prepare the 70%, right? Not so if you're doing protein shakes, that's great. Just know that's in the 30%. Okay, we want 70% of our food to just be real food. Okay, that's always going to help us to be in a better position, because that's going to help us with our next part, which is we talked about watching our sodium intake in our in the sugar. Because if you look at, I don't know, if you no anything that's like a snack, sodium's probably high. Or if the sodium's not crazy high, it probably has a lot of sugar in it. And it got a whole bunch of stuff that we don't know how to pronounce. So can't be that great. Can't it definitely is not stuff that we want to continue to put in our body or make the basis of our diets or our plan. Does that make sense? We don't want that stuff to be the staples. That stuff is add-on stuff. I want the chicken, the fish, the whoever, the beef, the turkey, whatever. That's the protein that needs to be the staple. And then just like it is, a protein shake is a supplement. It's an add-on to. Okay, it's supplementing, it is not replacing. So I don't want you drinking protein shakes and like, oh, I'm drinking this instead of eating my chicken. No, I'm drinking this protein shake to get more protein after I've already eaten my chicken. Okay, that's the difference. Yeah, go ahead. You gotta unmute. Okay.
A cold cereal is, what would that be considered? Like you having a cold cereal for breakfast?
I would say that would be close. I would give it to you. What kind of cereal?
Like a bowl of Cheerios, a bowl
Like
of
plain
shredded.
Cheerios?
Yeah.
I would give plain Cheerios to you as a real food. But it's super, it's like right on that line. Doing that. Like it's like right on the line. Like but I would say that because it doesn't have that much sodium and sugar, I would give that to you.
Okay.
But I would give it to you with consideration that, yeah, but you probably need to surround that with real food, with some eggs or with some kind of breakfast meat or something. You know what I'm saying? You need to surround it with real food. Like I don't want you to do the cereal and then add a protein shake. Then you would really be not getting much. Like, does that make sense?
Well, basically, that's all I have is just a bowl of Cheerios, maybe in a drink, a coffee or something. That's basically it. So you're saying I should have more than that?
For sure. I think that you probably need more than that because I'm sure a bowl of Cheerios and it's probably like, I don't know, we'll say probably like 100 calories total.
Yeah, it's 100.
Not much.
It's 125.
Yeah, so that's not much. That's not much to start the day off with. I would say things like that. Like I mean, I would give it to you because in my mind, you eating that is like eating a bowl of oatmeal. I still would not want you to eat a bowl of oatmeal and that be it though. I would want you to have something else with it.
Oh, all right.
And considering that we talked about, when we're gonna go to the screen in a second on MyFitnessPal, like we all probably need to eat way more food than what we're thinking. So we're not eating 1,000 calories in a day is not a lot of food, but if you start the day off with 120, that might be a lot of food. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all dependent on how much food you're eating at one time. So if I had to, I would have to figure out how to make up for the rest of the day if I start my day so low. So that's why I'm like surround all of whatever with food. So like, okay, I'm having a bowl of Cheerios, but I'm also having 2 hard-boiled eggs and 2 turkey sausages. Okay, I think that's probably a way more successful start. That's probably going to help you to not have to push all the food to the end of the day. So then in dinner time, you got all these calories, and then you're not going to eat all those calories. Or going back to our sleep, you got to eat all that food late, and then your body has to try to digest all that food before you sleep or while you're sleeping. That's going to affect your sleep. Okay, we already talked about, the reason why they don't want you to eat late is because when you're eating late, your body has to digest that stuff. So when you tossing and turning and stuff like that, sometimes your body is trying to digest that food because you're eating so late. That affects your recovery because you're not getting to deep sleep because you're moving so much. Okay, obviously we can't control all of our all the way. No, if we got to eat late, we got to eat late. But if we got to eat late, we know we got to eat late, so we shouldn't be eating our biggest meal late. You know what I'm saying? So me knowing that would be like, okay, maybe my breakfast needs to be a little bit bigger, my lunch needs to be bigger, maybe I need to have some snacks before. So when I have to eat that last meal because I'm working out kind of late or whatever, I'm working late, or I have some obligations that's going to put me at a later eating time, maybe my lightest meal would be dinner. Okay, so like I said, it's not a one size fits all thing, but we all know our schedule. We ain't talking about the crazy days when all the crazy stuff happened. I'm talking about on a normal setting. I'm working in the morning this week, so I get off at 5, and then I'm going to work out, and I'm going to try to get to bed at 10 o'clock. So I probably need to eat, most of my food before I work out, and then I'll have something to eat, at night, but it's going to be light so that my body can actually digest it. I shouldn't be eating 800 calories at night if I'm going to eat and then just go right to bed. That's what I'm saying. Does that make sense? Okay. Did anybody do any of our homework? No. Yes? Mr. Nett, I know you did. We already talked about it a little bit. Okay. So, food-wise, look, I'm giving y'all the extension. Like I said, I think a couple people got in a little bit late. Giving y'all 2 more weeks. Now I need 8 days. I need you to track 8 out of 14. Go ahead. You got to unmute, Kathy.
I wasn't at the last meeting, but was that the tracking stuff?
That was for part 1. Yeah, part 1.
Okay.
So we're giving y'all the extension. The next time we meet, I need y'all to get. Y'all need to track at least 8 out of 14. And really, the goal should be 13 out of 14, with Thanksgiving being the one day that we not even worry about tracking. I'm giving y'all that day. So that's the day that y'all not tracking. Every other day, y'all should be able to track. Even if it's not complete, okay? Even if it's incomplete. I don't care. If you're not tracking at all right now, just try to track breakfast. Do that for a week. And then once you did that for 7 days, then maybe you add something. Like now I'm going to try to track breakfast and lunch. But we need to start bridging the gap. Okay, let's start bridging that gap. The other thing was the rest and recovery. Did anybody do anything or try to do anything to help aid or to get better rest and recovery? Okay, Kathy, I'll go Kathy, and then Miss Nita, I'll get you next. Kathy, what you do?
I got the blue light glasses, which help, and I've tracked my sleep for 2 weeks on my Fitness Pal.
Mm-hmm.
And
how are you tracking it? What are you doing?
With I have a Fitbit that tracks my sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think that that's like as far as blue light glasses?
I helped.
See a difference?
Yeah. I didn't use them this week because I was able to come in and go to sleep. But for the first week, I would just put them on as soon as I came home from the gym, and it worked. Then I would take some days I took like a 5 milligram melatonin. Some days I didn't have to take it. And then some days I had the blue light and the chamomile tea and just tried to stay off my phone. And yeah, I fell asleep.
Well, that's good. So, okay.
I had good sleep too, according to my Fitbit.
So that's good. So the first thing, I'm gonna get to you in a second, Miss Nee. So blue light glasses. At this point, if y'all haven't gotten them, please get them. If you are on your device at night or in the evening time, get blue light glasses. If you have prescription glasses, you can get them in your glasses through whoever making your glasses, they can put the blue light in your prescription glasses. Okay. I know it's like the end of the year and people got stuff, whatever points they got to use, stuff like that. This might be a good time to invest in that. So let's kind of work on that. If you don't have a way to track your sleep, this is a good time also. Black Friday coming up, blah, blah. If you got a little, whatever, you ain't got to get an expensive one. find something, find a Fitbit or the Whoop Man or some kind of band that can help you track your sleep, because that's the data that we need. That's going to give you a great indication, because I've seen people who slept for 12 hours and didn't get any rest, didn't sleep. They were asleep for 12 hours, but they didn't get any sleep. Okay, they were in light sleep the whole time, and that equals nothing. Okay, so a lot of times that is an indication of probably eating late, probably not using blue light glasses, not using anything. Probably got light all up in the house. All kind of different reasons why they're staying up. Miss Anita.
Let's see. I have blue light in my prescription. I just ordered another pair.
Good.
With blue light.
Mm-hmm.
I now have been turning the TV off at night. I've been getting some good sleep.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
Yeah. And
it's hard. It's hard at first, but it's a big one.
It is. And now with the tracking of the sleep, I just bought a little watch, but I hadn't slept in it or anything like that. But on my Samsung Health, I just have been putting the hours in.
Okay.
But that's it. So I'll start sleeping in that watch.
Yeah, wear it, because not only is it's going to give you more feedback on not only when you're sleeping, but what kind of sleep are you getting. And that's the most important one. Like, we need to take a look on the best indication of improvement of sleep is how long do you spend in REM, REM, and how long do you spend in deep or SWS, that's deep sleep. Okay, if we're in deep sleep, our body is recovering. In REM, our mind, like we're processing information, we're turning short-term memories into long-term memories that we'll keep. Okay, so we're learning and processing in REM, and our body's recovering in deep. We need both every night. Okay, the more the better. Okay, we need to spend less time. If we're getting 7 hours of rest, we just spend less time or less time in light or awake and more time in REM and deep. Okay, so continue to look at that. I think you will see a good correlation also as you track more, as you know what you're putting in your body, as you put better food in your body, you'll get better rest. You'll recover better. You'll lose better weight. You'll gain better weight, et cetera, et cetera. All this stuff ties together. That's why I'm trying to tie it together. Okay, so we need to find something to help us track our rest. Okay, don't gotta be fancy and expensive. It don't matter. As long as it track it, that's fine. Okay, we all have phones. We need to find some place to track our food. Okay, that's the second thing. All right, 70-30. Okay, 70% of our calories or our food needs to be real food. 30% can be the other stuff, the protein shakes, the protein bars, etc. Okay? So, with that being said, hope everybody can see here. So, back to this MyFitnessPal thing. Okay? So right now I'm at the goals page. If we don't understand how to get what we need to get, I'm going to show you really fast. All right? So what this is saying is my starting weight, we're going to say that the person is, 185 pounds. Okay? They're 185. They're 5'7", and their goal, we'll say, is to get to 170 pounds. All right? They're a female. Okay? Their birthday is November 7th, 1985, whatever. Okay. So this is the one that usually people have a hard time understanding or choosing, is this right here. This is what kind of activity do we have? Okay. I would say that mostly everybody is probably either in between or lightly active or active. Okay. I always like to start at lightly active unless you know for sure that you're active. Like if you're active, if if you're up, we'll say 17 or 18 or 16 out of the 24 hours of the day, and you're working out and you're working, you probably are in between light active and active. And depending on what your goal is, we would adjust that. All right. But for this purpose, we'll say that someone is active. They're working out. We'll say 3 times a week. They have a job. They're working, 8-hour, 9-hour days, and they're running around a lot. So we'll say they're lightly active, but they're closer to being active. All right. What is our goal? Okay. That is the one that everybody wants to go up here and do this one. No, don't do that one. Okay. That is something that is not sustainable. It doesn't make sense. And it's really hard to do. How about that? I would say if you really want to, especially if you're just starting, if you're not tracking at all, you should always start with maintain my current weight. Because I bet if you do that, if you hit your number, you'll lose because you don't know what you're doing right now. But usually if you have been tracking and you've been going for maintenance, we're going to bump it down to a half a pound per week. Okay. And just update the profile. All right. After I update that profile, what it's telling me is that the person that's 185, et cetera, and is lightly active, they need to eat almost 2,000 calories a day. Okay. Just to kind of give you an indication of, even though we're trying to still lose and also like that, for a lot of people, that's a lot of food, because people who are 185 and they trying to lose weight, usually what they do, they try to be like, oh, I'm going to eat 1,500 calories. My question always is, wherever you are, whether it's up or if you're trying to gain or lose, where do you go from where you are now? If you take all your calories away now, you're at 185, right? And you're trying to get to 170, that's 15 pounds. How are you going to lose 15 pounds if you took all the food away already? If you're an adult, you need to at least be eating 1,500 calories, okay? If you're an adult that's actually moving around and working, you definitely need to eat 1,500 calories. So with that being said, if you take all those calories away and you lose 2 pounds, all you've done is you've lost some weight that you're going to stay there for a long time. Okay, you're not going to be able to progress, because if you're already at 1,500, where do you go from there? You're going to go to 1,200, and then what about the next 2 pounds? You're going to not eat. So remember, when you're doing this, when y'all going to MyFitnessPal, when you're doing, be realistic. Understand that even if you use lightly active, which is fine, and that's me being generous, half a pound or maintenance. Use one of those two. Don't do the 1 pound, don't do the 2 pound, because those numbers are not sustainable for long periods of time. It's going to stun your metabolism, and you're going to have a hard time losing the weight that you're trying to lose, especially if you have whatever, 5, 10, 15 pounds to lose. On the other side, if you're trying to gain, let's just go back for a second. You're trying to gain weight. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. If you're like, oh, I want to gain 2 pounds, you could do that, but just understand, the higher you try to gain, like the more you try to gain at one time, the more likely it's going to be the kind of weight that you don't want. So if you want to gain the right kind of weight, which is, we'll say we want to just build muscle, we want to get a little bit stronger, and we want to just put on a little bit of weight, same thing, half pound per week. Don't go for the big, because you're going to gain weight, but it's going to be more fat. Okay. This is not talking about, all this saying is gaining pounds. It is not considering what kind of pounds it is. So when they're talking about you going from 200 to 205, whether it's fat or muscle. They're just saying that you're going to gain the weight. What we're saying is, no, I want to gain muscle. So we're going to gain about a half a pound of muscle per week until we get to where we want to get. Or the same thing. We want to lose about a half pound of fat per week till we get to where we want to get to. That's our mindset. Okay. That when we're doing what we're trying to do, that is what we're doing. Okay. So a lot of people, we get greedy because we want to lose everything so fast. When you try to lose fast, that's what happens. All you do is kill your metabolism. So do it slow. Okay. Do it slow. Half pound. So if you're over a half pound or under a half pound right now in your MyFitnessPal, because we're all about to track at least 8 out of 14 days, change it. Change it today. Start doing the right thing today, because this is how we're going to do, or how we're going to get sustainable weight loss. Okay. Does everybody kind of understand that? Yeah. Okay, so let's overview and talk about the homework, because I want you all, we need to do more, okay? And my goal is to give you, to be able to take what you all are doing and to start to help you with what you're doing. But if you're not tracking, it's hard to help you. That's number one, okay? I do not need you to track. If you, like I said, if you're not tracking currently, it's okay. Just track something. Track your breakfast and try to do that for 7 to 8 days. And we'll build up. This is more about developing better habits than anything else. Okay. If you get in the habit of tracking every day, it's not going to be as hard. Okay. It also should help you to save on groceries. If you have a plan, then you're not going to just be at the grocery store just buying stuff. Okay, you know what you need to buy. That's number one. It should help you save money. Okay, it should help you save time. If I understand that I need to hit this much and I already know what I'm going to get, I can make it, I can prep it, I can eat it. Okay, if we go to the grocery store, and this is like very important, if you're going to the grocery store without a list, especially if you're feeding yourself, make a list, okay? If you don't make a list, you're just gonna start grabbing stuff. You start grabbing stuff, you're gonna grab crap, and you're gonna eat the crap, okay? If I see some donuts and I grab them, I'm gonna eat them, right? Even if they're not on the list, you're gonna eat those at some point. That's not what, but that's, I didn't track that. I didn't prep for that. That's not what I'm trying to do. Okay. So what I'm saying is that whatever you are trying to do, more than likely, you probably can fit it into your MyFitnessPal. You got to just do the work early. I can fit almost any kind of food in my MyFitnessPal to work with the 70-30 rule. I could do it. But I have to front load. I have to do it in advance. Okay. I mean, I know I'm going grocery shopping today. Why can't I make my plans out today and then understand what I need to get so I can cook it, etc. So it's just about being prepared, y'all. And it don't take that much time. Like MyFitnessPal, especially after the first time, might take a little bit of time, but after that, everything stays in your phone. So you can just redo it. Just redo it. It's all prep work. Okay. Does that make sense? The last thing I want to touch, I know that Thanksgiving's coming up. Okay. And it's just understanding, like, don't turn Thanksgiving dinner into Thanksgiving week, or Thanksgiving 2 weeks, Thanksgiving 3 weeks, into Christmas, into New Year's, into next year. Okay. That's where we get in trouble. Okay, especially it should be easier this year for most, because we're probably not having our standard dinners. So I would imagine that the amount of food available or prepared should be lower. Maybe. If you're making the food, it's probably easier for you to account for what you're doing, because then you should be able to account for it. If you need to, like, if you're like, okay, we're gonna have leftovers, you should still be able to kind of track that stuff. Like, if I'm gonna make something, I know exactly what's in it. But my thing, like last year, we talked about like not taking home extra plates that you're not gonna eat on Thursday. Okay, if you can take home a plate, for Thursday. But once Friday hit, Thanksgiving's over. It's over with. Back to what we have been doing. I know people hate the leftovers just taste so much better. Oh well, don't make that much. And that is one thought process. Or give it to somebody else. Let them do the leftovers. Let them have it. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice somebody. Don't be the sacrificial lamb. Let somebody else be the sacrificial.
Go away.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, hello.
Yeah,
You talking
you
to
had
me?
something. You're
No, I wasn't
mute.
talking to you. Mute me again.
Okay. All right. So does anybody have any Thanksgiving questions? Because we at the back end. I want to answer your questions honestly, so that we can all be prepared and ready to attack Thanksgiving and not let it be detrimental for the next 3 to 4 months. Know somebody got something. Y'all all look like y'all got a face that y'all got something on your mind. Just ask it. Everybody want to ask the same question. Who gonna ask it? Charlotte, you scratching your eyes a lot right now. Nobody has any question. Christy, you always got a question. There you go. Donna, go ahead.
Oh, do I have any questions at all?
Do you have any questions? We're trying to prepare ourselves for this week. I know, like I said, I know it's a little bit different. We shouldn't be having as big of gatherings and stuff like that. So hopefully the amount of food that is being prepared or that's available should be lower if we're not cooking our own food. I'm trying to make sure that we're understanding that Thursday is Thursday. Like, do your thing on Thursday, eat your food, eat a little cake, sauce like that. But after Thursday, it's over with. We're not taking Thursday into Friday. Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, look, if y'all got the question, y'all better ask. I don't want to conclude it like this. So,
I have a question, Brandon.
yeah, go ahead.
What is the percentage supposed to be in MyFitnessPal for like the carbs, the fat, and the protein?
So in a perfect world, I would go 40, 30, 30. 40 protein, 30 protein, 30 fat, 40 carbs.
Okay.
That's like that's like standard, it's generic, but you definitely want to have more carbs. If you want to get a little bit more technical, you probably could do 40, 35, 25. So 40 carb, 35% of protein, and 25% on fat. But I would say don't exceed your body weight on protein. That would be that would be the top. That's pretty high for especially for women. They usually say about 75% of your body weight in protein, not a full 1-to-1 ratio. We're talking about in grams. So if I weighed 200 pounds as a guy, I probably could take on 200 grams of protein. You all probably should be at 75% of whatever number, like your weight.
So how many grams of protein?
We said out of the if you're going off of your weight, you all should be around 75% of your body weight
In protein.
Yep.
Daily, consume that.
Yes. That's a rough number. But you could if you're doing MyFitnessPal, you could use like I said, 40% carbs, 30% protein and fat, or you can use 40% carbs, 35% protein, and 25% fat. And they'll do the calculation. They'll tell you exactly how many grams per macro if you want to do it like that in MyFitnessPal. Either one of those works. Kathy, go ahead. You had a question.
Can you repeat that again? I'm sorry, I had to step away.
Repeat what?
About the protein, fat, and carbs and stuff. You said 25 fat and what else?
35% protein, 40% carbs, or 40% carbs, 30%, 30%. Either one of those are good enough.
Okay. So you said what I'm doing now with what I'm currently doing with my macros.
You probably
that's
should stay where you are, especially
Yeah.
while you're still, still recovering from, you still kind of getting back into it. I would stay where you are.
Okay. And would I still be considered lightly active? Because I think before I had put in there active.
I would stay where you are for now.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
when you get back to healthy, then you reassess.
Okay.
All right. Well, if you all have any additional help, especially with the MyFitnessPal, just text me or email me. I'll help you out. All right. Everybody, I need at least 8 days in the next 14. Don't disappoint.
Wait, so you want 8 days of tracking the
Out of
whole
14.
day? Huh?
Nope, just whatever you can do.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. I'll see you all on Monday. Y'all be safe. Start tracking. If you're going to go grocery shopping, track first. Figure out a plan. Prep.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all need additional help, just text me. I'll help you out, okay?
Okay.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Do what we
You
can.
too. All right.
Bye.
All right, y'all.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
I'll turn this off.